يبي يرجع على بيته، يعني حتى يعيد مرة ثانية وثالثة، يعني ما يبي يروح من حتى حلوة جميلة والحمد لله تطور فيها كل شيء.
بدينا العمل على هذا المشروع قبل 142 يوم. أكثر من 1,500,000 ساعة عمل. تواجد في الموقع يومياً أكثر من 1400 شخص من 100 جنسية.
And we're really excited to share with you what we've been preparing here in this extraordinary location. As you will see, we are in the most beautiful Hatta Dam, the beautiful mountainous green water location. We'd like to share with you, without giving too much away, a few of the ideas that you'll see in the 50th National Day show. Sheikha, do you want to start?
For the show, we've been really trying to focus on the theme of the coming together harmoniously between the human, nature, and technology. And we have found out that that has not dated to the present moment, that has actually dated back 50 years before and even earlier in the UAE's history. And so we've focused on that in many different ways in the show, and we can't wait to show you how we've looked at it from both the perspective of the past and the perspective of the future.
الحقيقة أنا أكد لكم وعاهد الله على الإخلاص والجد في كل ما يسر المواطن والوطن والأبناء
We're capturing the whole occasion, the event, as well as the story on the stage, and it's really quite a challenge. And at the end of the day, this is a momentous occasion. This is the 50th year of a really great country, and that sits heavily on your shoulders. Really difficult to make sure that we get that narrative and we deliver something that's spectacular and wonderful and intimate and a really fitting celebration to what is an amazing occasion. And the other thing I would also say is it's a huge honour to be here.
Everyone down on the countdown position is ready.
لطالما هندس أسلافنا الزمان والمكان وحددوا بأناملهم الأكوان اجتمع كل در فيها في درور رسمت كل المواسم وطمأنت الوجدان.
We've been collaborating with our wonderful creative executive producer Rauda Al-Kubesi and team of researchers at Bani and Al, and they've really helped us understand the ancient Al-Durur system, which really was, from the earliest times, evidence that Emiratis and the planet have been coexisting as instinctive engineers from the very beginnings of time. So a symbiotic relationship with the weather, with the time of year, with the constellations, with the tides, has always been something that's been at the heart of Emirati culture and practice. And the show aims to look at the very deep past of this while looking ahead to a future in which this could help with some of the crises we currently face.
الفكرة العامة للاحتفال تتكلم عن علاقة الإنسان بالطبيعة، وبنتكلم طبعا عن علاقة الإماراتي بأرضه وبيئته. عندنا 4 بيئات مختلفة في الدولة، وهي جبلية وزراعية وبرية وبحرية. شو كانت نشاطاتهم؟ كيف عاشوا؟ شو مصدر رزقهم؟ شو فنونهم الشعبية؟ شو النباتات اللي منتشرة في الدولة؟ وكذلك الحيوانات اللي موجودة ومتوزعة في البيئات المختلفة هذه. استخرجنا قصص من صدور كبار السن تتكلم عن شخصيات تاريخية، ومنها نساء لهن دور تاريخي وعلاقة بالطبيعة إن شاء الله بتكتشفونها في الاحتفال.
نباكم تشدون حيلكم، وإن شاء الله هذا العرض ينال إعجاب الجمهور وإعجاب قيادتنا الرشيدة، وأنتم قدها.
We started audition back in August. So we decided to have audition online. We had a selection of more than 1,000 people that apply online and they came to audition in Dubai. After that, we just review every single video of everyone. And together with the creative team, we have selected our favorite option for the show.
ما كان الموضوع سهل، كان تحدي إن نحصلهم، نجيبهم، نعملهم أوديشن، نشوف السكيلز اللي عندهم. في ناس كانت يعني بتحاول إنها تعمل المستحيل عشان تكون جزء من هالحفل، فأنت لما قلت لهم إنه أنتم شاركتوا إنه خلاص انقبلتوا كانهم نجحوا في الجامعة، عرفتي؟ نفس الشعور تقريباً.
There's a lot of humanity behind all of this, so that's a big challenge.
So right now we will have a little rehearsal, okay, for the scene 9. Okay, are you ready? Thank you.
The main responsibility I have related to all the procurement responsibility, purchasing anything coming from the creative department, and side by side if they have a requirement for the lunch and dinner meals, so I'm here to serve them. So there is a fantastic team over here. The brilliant minds are working over here, and we have 2 parts: the show control as well as the second part is grandstand. So on roughly every day we have more than 50 to 70 people are working in both spots. And the best part is that I'm part of that team who are from all over the globe. The people are here, the best minds are here to deliver the best celebration moment on the live telecast over here.
بواقع الحال هناك فنون إماراتية تراثية أصيلة. مهمة الفريق أنه يحاول يمزج هذه الفنون الإماراتية مع الموسيقى العالمية. نحن نعرف في كل عام من خلال الاحتفال الرسمي الأوركسترا موجودة، والبلند الإماراتي العالمي موجود من خلال هذا الاحتفال، ويعرف عن طريق هذا الاحتفال للعالم بطريقة راقية تقدمنا نحن أمام العالم. نحن ركزنا هالسنة على الندبة والرواح، وبعد مع ذلك بنسمع فنون أخرى مثل العيالة والحربية والحدوات البحرية وأيضا الفنون الزراعية. نعم، هناك فنون متنوعة في دولة الإمارات، مهمة الفريق الموسيقي أن يقدمها لكم بطريقة ويفاجئكم فيها إن شاء الله.
وعندنا للمستحيل أعذار، للمجد قلب وللمصير عيون، 50 عام انجد المشوار 50 عام بنجدد المشوار والحلم أصبح له أسس وركون. هذا وطن هذا وطن واحنا حماة الدار ونموت ونترابه المصيون.
What's extraordinarily special about this show is not only the fact that it is a stage that is set up in the middle of the Hatta Dam, floating in this beautiful landscape, but it also has introduced so much new technology in terms of pyrotechnics and projections and water projections. A lot of these things that you will be watching as soon as you watch the show on December 2nd. Can you tell us a little bit more about what kind of new technologies have been applied and what can people expect to see for this show?
Well, here we are in this beautiful dam, but of course it's very, very deep. And what you can't do is actually build to the base of the dam, right? It's just too deep. So we have made a floating lake. The whole show floats, the audience floats. And it's not been done before. A floating lake on a lake is not something I've done before. I haven't met anyone else who's done it. And then we've explored with our wonderful pyrotechnic company, Group F, who were responsible for the beautiful pyrotechnics last year, some new ways of using less pyro to elevate the effects into the air. So we're using drones to lift the firework to a height, and then we use a combination of drone and firework to create a new illusion that I certainly haven't worked with before. In addition, we're creating projections in mid-air through the use of water screens, as well as a huge sculptural element that, again, is floating. So all of these things are pushing engineering to its limits here in Hatta.
My role as a technical director is to work with the team, lead the team of technical project manager to deliver the creative idea and make it a reality. So we've been working through all the process of getting the first idea of how we would make a stage float and a grandstand floating, and then through the whole process of getting the set in, a pool working, water jet, all the special effects on it, and working with the team to make sure that the cast is comfortable and safe in this whole environment. It's a great project and it's a great opportunity to put all the technology and the best expertise, you know, across the globe. For us, for the whole technical team, it's really fun to work with such key people and the best supplier available to make the impossible realistic and make this great show in front of people and on a broadcast.
All birds. All birds.
Disc Q7. Go, please.
We did with Crystal here is like some water effects, so some massive big water screens on the back. So there the fountain starts from the basin itself, from the reservoir, but as well we have fountains on the stage. One of the big challenges was to integrate these fountains inside the stage, and as well doing like a mirror pool. So the stage is a pool that is mirrored. You can see, for instance, here the big disc reflects on the water. So all the technical equipment of the fountains is hidden by the water to keep that mirror effect for the artistic team.
I think the way we approach this whole celebration is from a very cinematic point of view. So we've got 20 Venice cameras here, which are full frame sensors. They're beautiful cinematic cameras, and it brings a lot of extra people, a lot of extra equipment. but it also creates this incredible imagery and really pays homage to the sunset and the location and everything like that. So that's been like a huge logistical task. And then also, you know, we've kind of learnt our way now, and we know that the pre-show is just as important as the main show, so kind of sculpturing that and making sure that also has an important place on the night. So that's one side of it. And then I think now we're lucky enough that we have time to really embed ourselves with the creative team and work out what they do and don't like. And like Hamish said, kind of choosing what to focus on and what not to focus on. And
as the broadcast director, you really have to bring together all those threads and tell the story for people who are going to view it on, could be a phone, could be on a large screen, could be on a tablet. It's you know, there's a huge weight of responsibility, because at the end of the day, myself and James are making the choices through which people who aren't here, who are viewing this event remotely, see it. And so it's a, you know, and with an event like this, there's probably, you know, hundreds of choices that you can make at each part of the timeline. You know, do you go with the music? Do you go with the story? Do you go with the architectural rotate? Do you go with the environment? I go in with a plan. We go in with a pretty careful idea of what we want to put out there. But you know, as these things develop, things can change, things happen. But it's really a sense of staying quite calm and staying true to the story, and it's the story that we have to tell. And sometimes you can get pulled in other directions, but you know, we work together to kind of make sure we pull ourselves back to what's the story that we're telling here.
I feel excited, daunted, slightly nervous now, building up to the show. But I've been involved in quite a few National Day projects here in the UAE, so probably have the experience to understand the magnitude of how important the 50th anniversary is. We have about 500 employees on site for Larmac, including the cast and the cast support team, stage management. This has been the biggest challenge of my career. Trying to put a show onto a dam, trying to put 900 pontoons onto a dam that hold the grandstand and hold the stage. And that's been a huge challenge right from the beginning. But we're getting very close now, and you know, we're in a kind of tidy up mode on site and technically checking every aspect, ready for tonight's shoot and obviously ready for the second for the show.
أول مرة أسوي عرض على الماي قدام الكل.
يلا فوق فوق فوق، يعطيكم العافية فوق.
والله اليوم شعورنا شعور ما ينوصف، يعني بدال الاحتفال احتفالين، احتفلنا بالعام الخمسين واحتفلنا مع شيوخنا في حتى.
بالعين
تابع هذا العرض المميز، كل جزء أحلى عن الجزء اللي قبله، وأنا أفتخر أن بلادي تقدم لنا كل هالعروض الطيبة.
كان احتفال جدا جميل وخارج عن المألوف، يعني نحن جينا هني ما توقعنا ان بنشوف هالشيء، فحسيت بفخر لدرجة ان طول الاحتفال كنت اصيح.
اسمها تسلي قلبي قاريها على الكواكب
احتفال جميل جدا يوثق المسيرة، وأتمنى ينعاد يعني بصراحة من كثر الإبداع اللي موجود في هذه الملحمة الجميلة.
اللي شفناه اليوم يقدم الجزء اللي كان 50 سنة قبل بجميع الإنجازات اللي صارت، وننظر للمستقبل بنظرة كلها ثقة بأن الحين بنكون في المركز الأول من مصاف الدول المتقدمة في 50 عام القادمة.